Today, we are talking about the Oppo Find N5 versus the Samsung Z Fold. I think we did this already, a comparison, but we're going to talk about my 2-week update. I've had this over 2 weeks now, just a little bit over 2 weeks. So my 2-week update is 9:20 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, and this Oppo is running like butter, okay? Like butter, okay? Just everything pops up, everything works, nothing wrong. This phone is amazing, okay? So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Why did I get this phone? And you guys know that this iPhone was in shambles, and a lot of you guys talk shit about the iPhone, but I don't care, bro. It's just that's why you buy a new phone. When something breaks, you buy a new one. That's just normal stuff, right? This didn't turn on, so now it turned on. Of course, I'm gonna show you guys that it turned on. So I think people were commenting that you're showing us a shitty iPhone. It's an iPhone 14 Pro Max. What do you expect? It's not an iPhone 16. I don't have the luxury of getting an iPhone from Apple. If they would like to send me one to review it, I would love that. However, I am a consumer, so this video is a consumer-based video. It's basically me answering questions about this phone. It's answering your comments on the YouTube, and there were nasty comments, there were great comments. I only answer what I know. I don't answer as a techie. You're not gonna get these answers as a techie, so I want you guys to know that going forward. Reason why I chose this phone over the Z Fold, simply the feel of it. So right off the bat, I felt this phone, the girth of the phone.
Yo, the way you said it was crazy.
We're gonna be petty. We can start now.
The girth of the phone, the heaviness, the density of the phone felt way better than the Z Fold. Z Fold, you open it up, and most of you guys know when it comes to you shipped like this. And usually when you open it up, there's no crease or whatever. And we'll talk about this crease in a second. And an updated crease on 2 weeks so far. This felt heavier. This felt more hefty. I felt like if I drop this, it won't break right away. However, I wouldn't attempt that. I'm pretty sure the Z Fold is super light, and when I felt it, it didn't feel as good and sturdy as this when I had them both in hand. I felt like this was heavier, and I don't mind a heavy phone. So a lot of people do mind heavy phones. I don't. I personally like heavy phones because it shows that there's quality inside of it. If you shake it, it won't break. These corners, all right? These corners are curved. There is no fatigue on my hands when I use this phone. I was using the Z Fold, and there was a lot of fatigue. So, again, I didn't like that per se. So I can hold the phone any way I want and not have a problem. Without the case on this, it's very easy to open. It gave me no issues. My wife even said it. She said, wow, this is a lot easier to open than the Z Fold. Z Fold, you had to pry your hands in, and that is just a 100% fact. Next, let's talk about the crease. Update on the crease, okay? So I'm going to put it in the light, and I'm going to show you guys off this camera because I'm going to be using this camera for the B-roll. So you'll see a B-roll here right now. But if you guys want to see in my hand, I'm going to show you guys this as well in the B-roll with a wiped up screen so you guys can kind of see it better. I think if I darken it, yeah, you can probably see it better that way. Okay? So that is the crease I'm working with. I don't feel this crease one bit. I'm telling you right now. If it's not in the light, you don't see it, and I barely feel it. And when I'm watching a video, it's non-visual. No visual on the crease. When I did take the Samsung and it was open and it first came out, there was no crease on the Samsung. And then when I folded it for the first time, the crease popped up and it never went away. And obviously there's a crease on all the phones, foldable phones, which is fine. If you can get over that, no problem. Samsung's still a good choice for you. What I couldn't deal with was when I was watching videos. We were watching a video. There was a dot here. Okay. Let's turn it this way so you can see. There is a dot here for the cutout of the camera. It's up here, not here. Also, while watching videos, I can zoom in to any point and stop. So if I wanted to make the borders just a little bit, Samsung, you had to zoom in right there. In order to get the full screen effect, you had to go fully, or you had to go back to its normal. But you see how it stopped there, and it can even get smaller. That's how I like to use my phone, where it's utilized. But maybe Samsung, you can do this, and I probably didn't just get into it too much. Also, with the Samsung, the screen technology, they both are amazing screens. If you can keep your Samsung clean and not scratch it, I honestly saw a couple marks on my Samsung, like spot marks too, that never came off. And I was trying to wipe it and it didn't come off. So I don't know why that is, but I think the Samsung screen technology is a lot worse than this one. This one, there's still no scratch, and I've had this longer than I had the Samsung, and it's just fingerprinty, and that's it. If I wipe it down, there is nothing here. When I say nothing here, I mean I was careless with this phone. As a big guy, I was able to not break it with this phone, right? One thing I will give the Samsung over this is location and ability to fix if need be. You can't fix this phone. You got to buy parts or something like that. You got to take it to a phone repair shop that sells these parts. And you got to order parts from Oppo. So yeah, it's not in your best interest to get a phone like this if there's no service and you care. I'm a very careful guy when it comes to my phone, so I don't just put my stuff through the ringers. I don't really like go too crazy. This phone I did bang up a couple times. I did not hit the inner screen though. So there's no dent, there's no scratch. As you can see, it's still perfectly fine. And with the Samsung, I saw a couple spots that I was trying to get off and I could not get off. So I don't know if you guys are experiencing that. If you are, please comment that below. And be honest, if you're not, it's okay too. The camera of the phone, I know the Samsung might be a little bit better as far as photos go, but we're gonna get into that when we go through the comments. All right, that's my experience so far for the Oppo Find N5. My 2-week update. I wanted to try to get through that and explain to you guys what I'm going through with this phone. It does pair up with my Galaxy Ring, so it does calculate everything, my walking, my running with the Galaxy Ring. It doesn't, I don't know if it can gather that information while the phone is at home and I could just run with my Ring on. I do think I have to buy a watch, so look out for that review. This changed my life, honestly. It calculated if I snore or not. It turns out I do. So it's kind of interesting, man. It tells you when you're in a deep sleep and all that. But as far as phone goes, I definitely will choose this 9 times out of 10. Now, we do have a new phone out, Honor Magic V5. That's out right now, and obviously it's going head-to-head between the Samsung Z Fold, this, and that. That phone is fire too, right? I don't know the Hinge mechanic. I don't know anything about that. Because I don't have the phone at hand and I can't afford the phone, so I won't be buying it to test it out. Or if Honor would like to send it to me, you can reach me at the email, so I can definitely review that phone and use it. You know what I mean? I would love to, get products that I could use and try to showcase you guys. And as a consumer, again, a lot of people are getting these phones, a lot of people are getting this equipment, and they're using it, and they're giving you specs and this and that, Snapdragon 8, this, blah, blah. You guys know this already. Like, I don't need to tell you something about it, but I can tell you how my usability. This is a T-Mobile phone right now. I have 2 SIM slots. And as far as the SIM goes, I have not had a call drop. I have not had any, sketchiness when it comes to T-Mobile. And this is a global version, so this is working very well, okay? I don't know if it's going to work for Verizon. You might want to ask someone in the comment section or go to some channel that may have it for Verizon, AT&T, I don't know. But I know for T-Mobile, if there's a SIMs card involved and it has 5G in any area, I get 5G, no problem. All right, everywhere. There wasn't a place that I got lower than 5G, you know what I mean? But if it was like a place where there was no cell signal, that's just normal, right? You just don't have cell signal. All right. So again, this is not a scripted video. I'm not here to talk about specific topics. I'm here to talk about my experience with the phone. And so far, this phone has been a revolution for me. See you guys in the next one. Peace.